Can you help the viewers understand what you did to really uncover the customer's journey, their pain points, and what was the impact at the end for your teams and your organization?
The approach that I have generally taken is to combine internal resources and external resources, and to combine quantitative results and qualitative results. Individuals in the organization will have a preference for one or the other. Just give me the qualitative piece. That's all I need in order to make my decisions. And someone else says, just show me the numbers. The numbers don't lie. That's what I need to know. Like, part of my job is actually to force them to look at both. And to put it in context. I really don't think that it has been effective to just use one or the other to evaluate what's happening. We would use Qualtrics in order to survey our existing customers, and we're able to pull them out based on where they are in their journey, based on first-party data that we have available. But I would also pair that with somebody coming from the outside. Can we get their impressions of the product? To the degree that we're able to recruit those people. But there's a degree of benchmarking that is valuable at the same time. So, like, we're not just looking at our customer journey in a vacuum. We need to be able to include people who have experienced other customer journeys or are in the middle of another customer journey with a competitor, and say, oh, how is their experience over there at the same time as our experience over here. And like, in the most recent version of this that we went through, there were a few things that we found that were helpful in figuring out what our next steps as an organization should be. One of them being that we would be able to reduce the number of calls to customer service by identifying what the key information needs were. And those key information needs were being driven by like a certain customer behavior, which was not being shown by the actual calls that were coming in. So if you think about a customer service system, like, the people are calling in, some of them are willing to wait to talk to an agent, some of them will drop off. And when they do talk to the agent, they have like a specific question, but that question gets funneled into the X number of things that I as an agent can talk about. Because sooner or later you get stuck with a script, whether it's an IVR or an agent, and you're not necessarily finding out what the customer's problem was. You're finding out what the customer was able to talk to the customer service agent about. And there are lots of problems to solve, and that's very relevant information, but it doesn't tell you, like, in an unscripted way, what this customer really needed. And their problem is usually not with the product necessarily, but it's a problem that they're trying to use your product to solve. And so that ends up being critical. That leads to building new features. That leads to reducing calls to customer service. That leads to cost savings in the organization. These are the things that that are really valuable. But it also, for our marketing team, identified gaps or hiccups in the way that marketing has been deployed. So, we may find a whole bunch of small disconnects from people who are, acquiring the product through different channels, and they come in through that channel, and for some reason, they're being shown a different landing page than the ad that they clicked on, or the product that they expected to see is not the product that they were being offered when they got there. Whether they're doing that through an online form, or if they were calling into customer service to place an order. Either way, it's very easy for disconnects to occur. So how can we solve for that? Can we change the IVR script to collect information and do it in such a way where it's not going to actually cause people to hang up? We still want to make things as fast and as short and as easy to follow as possible.
That's a great example, Chris. Thank you. Thank you for illustrating that. One of the things that you talked about was how internally sometimes decision makers come for having a preference for either qual or quant. And that's something that I also see a lot with our other clients. And my guidance to our viewers, especially practitioners, is, while both formats, qual and quant, have their benefits, having a hybrid approach, especially when doing customer journey work, is something that we recommend. One of the things that we often see as a journey shop in the industry is that a lot of clients come to us where they've done customer journey maps that are overtly qualitative in nature. One time I had a client come to us where they had a journey map that was labeled as a customer journey map, and it was a very nice looking infographic. As I was reviewing the journey map with the customer, I asked them, what was the sample size for this research? And they said, this was just me sitting down with Bob and John in marketing and ops, and we came up with this. So I said, oh, so the sample size is just 2 or 3 maybe? And they said, yeah. And I said, okay, that's good. How's it working for you? And he said, I thought the map was good, but sales continue to decline. So I'm not sure. And so that always, to me, brings out the advantage, like you said. If you can't do quant, if you just have time for qual, that's still better than taking decisions from the gut. But if you can supplement some quant, then you just get more muscle around your projections.